Hey everybody, happy Sunday. Questions as usual, but questions, and this is for people that really want to, think, I guess, a little bit different. Um, when you are doing things and adding things into the world, just like you would add, you know, I don't know, money into a savings account. Um, you expect it to grow. Of course, you expect to get some extra interest or, whatever, what have you. With that being said, I don't understand how people expect that what they don't invest into and what they add into the world and what they do, that you're going to receive a return. Okay. When you put money into a savings account that has an interest or is going to pay you over time, even if you have a checking account that's going to pay you over time, you have the expectation of a return, an extra return, or growth, or more being returned to you, correct? Let me re-say that. You expect for more when it's returned back to you. You expect it to grow when it's returned back to you, correct? If you feel that that's correct, good. We going somewhere. So everything that you add into the world, that you invest your time, your energy, and everything you invest in, it will grow. Everything that you invest in will accrue interest. Everything that you invest in will accrue interest. And then, guess what? The knock comes on your door when it's returned back to you. Things that you do will be returned back to you. What you invest in will be returned back to you. What you invest in will be returned back to you. What you invest in will be returned back to you. Don't care how you slice it. Don't care how you dice it. Whatever you add out and put out into will be returned back to you. Some people don't know why they got saved from that accident. Some people don't know why they always seem to still find a person to come and help them when they're in time of need. They sometimes say, you know what, I don't see good people all the time, but every once in a while, whenever I'm in need, it seems like God puts an angel right there in front of me to bless me, whether it's with a word or whether that's all the way to the point of finances or whether that's even a place to stay. God always puts somebody right there to help me on my path. That right there is a reflection of what you add out into the world. All the things that you do in the world. Whatever you invest in, you should always expect a return. I hope that whatever people invest in, they expect and they get their true return in their investment. That's my hope, that whatever people are investing their time and energy in, myself included, you get that return that you've been expecting. I don't care what you've been investing in. So if you're not thinking about what you're investing in, you need to start thinking about what you invest your time in, because I hope for everybody that whatever they put their time and energy into, I don't care what it is, I hope that you have a return, a growth and a return on your investment, because it has to return to you. What you invest in grows and then it's returned back to you, no matter what that is. I hope that everybody can hear that clearly, because I spoke this message at the end of 2023 in a different way, and now we're going into 2025, but it's still the same. What if all the things, that was the question, what if all the things that you have done to other people, it turned around and now you have to experience it? This is the same thing. This is a little bit of an elevated version of that. Whatever you invest into, you do expect it to grow, correct? You don't invest in something for it to not grow. You invest for something to grow, for a return. Just saying, when you do something, there is a return to you. You understand? There will be a return to you. And you need to learn how to accept that as well. I had to accept a lot of things when I had a negative mindset. I had a very, very, very negative mindset. So all the negative thoughts that I had and thought, even things about myself, things about what I wished it, those things returned back to me. But when I started changing my mindset and valuing what I needed to value in life, I received a return. And some of those were serendipitous, but I still received a return. And that is what I don't think people pay attention to. You invest your time and energy into something, it grows. You invest your time and energy in breaking down a woman as a man, that comes back around to you. You break someone down, there'll be a time when you'll be broken down. You take from somebody and steal, there'll come a time when you will be robbed. If you harm someone in any kind of way, there'll come a time you'll be harmed in the same way. But the thing that no one thinks about is when that return in your investment, it's going to be greater when it's returned back to you. The energy has to flow. And it's going to grow a lot of times. And you need to be aware. And I hope that people will be more cautious of what they do, what they think, and how they operate, because that is a return thing. There's an investment, and it's just like a generation of investment. So even if it doesn't have the chance to return to you, where does it return to? Your seed, the next generation after you, your own offspring, taking on things that you didn't get a chance to get your return on. But just because you didn't get a chance to get your return on, or it hasn't come yet, doesn't mean it won't return. That's how wealth, it gets transferred from generation to generation. Everything one generation does, the next generation will experience some of that, unless you get it right then in your lifetime. Please, people, be aware and be cautious of what you do. Be cautious of what you do. That investment will still come, even if it's the next generation, the 5 generations from now. It's got to be repaid. It's got to be repaid. It's just sitting in an account that's growing and growing and growing and growing. When it is time to be returned, it's going to be returned. So, I would say be careful out there with people you don't know that maybe don't like someone, and here you jump on the bandwagon and you're tying yourself to an account, an actual account. You take account for whatever you do. You're adding into and depositing into an account that is going to return threefold. Be careful, because people are willing to pull you into their drama, wahala, whatever you want to call it. They're happy to bring you in so that you can help them get some of that return. Take some of that return. And the return is it's not good when you're not thinking about what you do. So be more cautious, be more careful of what you do, because an account is taken. I mean, it's sitting there, it's looking, it's growing, it's being added to. And what cannot come in your lifetime is held up, and it comes to the next life that comes. Your children, your bloodline. And if and that's something to really, really look at. So whatever you do, imagine that you're putting it into account that's going to grow, and then it's going to be returned to you. Everything you do, imagine you putting into account, and everything you do is going to double, triple, and then be returned to you. Do you want it? Do you want that return?